So I was supposed to take my CNA exam this morning, like right now. I'm supposed to be in the room bubbling in answers or whatnot. But I had already felt like I wasn't ready. And I was like, well, maybe I'm just psyching myself out. Maybe I'm just nervous. Maybe I need to just go and just wing it. And then part of me was like, well, I would hate to go 2.5 hours on E, pretty much, because I don't have any gas. I don't have any cash for gas, so I wouldn't have been able to get there anyway. But anyways, that's just an excuse. I don't know. I've been battling with it since I knew about the date. And I've been, looking up on my book and practicing and stuff. But at the same time, I was just like, it felt like I was having like an outer body experience, because it was like, okay, I really don't know if I'm doing this or not. But I didn't go. And I don't know if I feel bad, because I feel like I owe, like, I don't know if I feel bad because I feel like I'm going to let people down, because as the day goes on, people are going to ask me, oh, how was the test, or how did it go? And then I'm going to have to tell them, well, I didn't go. And there's going to be then I feel like it's going to go into like this avalanche into like, okay, well, why didn't you go? And then I'm going to have to pretty much say, well, I wasn't ready. I didn't have any confidence. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I don't know if this is really what I want to do. Because when I really think about it, it's like, I really, when I was taking the classes, I liked them. I thought it was fun. When I did my clinicals, I had a great time. I connected with like the older people there. And I was like, I could do something like this. But am I ready to do it right now? So all this has been going through my head. And then I'm just like, where I'm at right now, I feel like I'm pretty much like a little stagnant pond. And I don't know if, people say, you have your seasons where, God's putting things in motion. So you just wait upon the Lord. And I'm like, okay, well, am I waiting? Because I feel like I'm supposed to always be doing something, because I feel like I have this obligation to prove myself to who? I don't know, my parents, family, closest friends, people that mean the most to me. I feel like I have to prove that I'm worthy of their love. I feel like I have to prove that I'm worthy of their friendship and their companionship and their... I have all these dreams, all these things that I want to do. There's so many things that I've written down, that I've drawn, that I've imagined, that I've daydreamed about, that I'm always swimming in my daydreams, because I know that I will never drown, because I know that these are things that I want to do. And I know that one day I will be doing them, but sometimes the unknown is like when, So I realized that I put forth a facade of who I am sometimes, because I care so much that I don't alter the love that people have for me. It's so easy to love somebody when they're perfect. It's so easy to love somebody when ain't nothing wrong with them. We're imperfect people wanting perfect people, but they don't exist. I have a dog, okay? Mind you, I love animals, I love pets. I mean, having a turtle is like a piece of cake. Right here in his little tank, he pretty much does his thing. But I have a dog. And not only do I have a dog, but I have a pit. Isaiah eats, sleeps, and he uses the restroom all inside my house. With the history that I have in my life, I have a bad habit of giving up. I have a bad habit of, if I don't like it, I'm not dealing with it. If I don't like it, either you're going or I'm going. If I don't like it, the situation needs to be fixed, and I will fix it the way that I want it, to where I'm satisfied. And having a dog means patience and tolerance. And what Isaiah has taught me, patience. Isaiah has taught me tolerance, because when I say this little dog here, then ripped up my blinds, ripped up the carpet of this apartment, he's chewed up some shoes. He's pretty much chewed up one of my good bras. He poops and pees, winning where he wants to, because I don't know. He's chewed up both my iPhone charger cables. He better be glad it worked. But at the end of the day, and I mean, I can lock him in the kennel all day, and I come home and he's like, "Oh my God, I missed you." Like, I forgot that I was even, like, he just forgets about the fact that I did that. Not that I did it out of to hurt him or nothing like that at all. Like, he's teaching me that I can love you regardless of what you've done, your flaws and your mistakes. Because every time he poops and I get mad and he looks up to me with those big puppy eyes, I'm like, it's cool. It's okay. I wasn't like that in the last couple of years at all. Because, I mean, I went from Oklahoma to Texas, and now I'm in Georgia. All because I quit or ran away from something I didn't like. Because I was very uncomfortable in a situation. And I don't know if I really was supposed to be just out of the situation or if I just was running. But I realized that I've lived my life trying to make sure that my parents were happy. Because I don't think... Because we all understand the love we have for our parents. It's like, that's the one thing that I've always cherished was the love that my parents had for me. Especially my mother. And... well, to this day, I don't want that to be altered. And I know that my mom's love for me will never lessen. It will never fail. It will never go away. But I don't want to, I've never wanted to do anything I never wanted to do anything to where I hurt her or, you know, displeased her in a sense. And it's the same way with God. Because he's number one. And I always feel like I don't want to do something in my life, make mistakes in my life to where, not that he will stop loving me, but the simple fact that I've done something that hurt him. Okay, so anyways, I don't know. I plan on calling and rescheduling my test. And even now, I feel like I'm making excuses. And even now, I feel like I have to have an explanation for a choice that I made by myself in my room. I mean, I made my own grown-up choice not to take this test today. But I still feel like I owe an explanation for it. But at the same time, it's like, it's my life. I'm the only one living my life. I'm the only one that can put my own shoes on every day and walk in these things. Like, everything's okay. Because remember when we were kids, we would switch shoes? I don't know if y'all did that, but I remember when I was in elementary school, sometimes middle, I think it was more elementary school. Elementary school, we would switch shoes. Why? I don't know. I kind of like yours. You like my Converse. I kind of like your Adidas. Let's switch. It was always this weird feeling like I'm walking around in somebody else's shoes like right now. These are not my shoes. And I know that if I wore your shoes or if I wore someone's shoes right now, I probably couldn't. Because I don't think a lot of people can walk in my shoes. I realize that I do try to put my best foot forward at all times because I want people to look at me and smile. I want people to look at me and be like, okay, yeah, that's Mila. Yeah, she's a little off. You know, a little off her rocker. She's a little weird. She's very different. But I love her. Like, she's cool. But I feel like if people knew my secrets, my innermost thoughts and emotions, if people knew the things that I go through sometimes on a daily basis, even with my thought process on how am I going to survive today. I don't know. I've convinced myself that their whole mindset of me will change, and I feel like the judging will begin, or if it hasn't, if it already has begun, it'll continue. And it's like, I don't want no one mad at me. But it's, at the same time, it's like I have this I don't care people think attitude. So it's like I'm all just like mixed up. And I talk to God. It probably sounds just like this. And he knows everything about me. And the fact that he knows everything about me, but he still blessed me with this apartment. And the fact that he's blessed me with my health. He's blessed me with wonderful family, wonderful friends, wonderful, wonderful parents. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful parents. A job. A dog. A turtle. I don't have 5-course meals in my refrigerator right now, but I sure got some peanut butter and jelly ingredients. which is one of my favorite foods. I got some bread, peanut butter, some jelly in there. And I'm so thankful for that. Even though I've done so much in my life where I've hurt people, and hurting people hurt people, and I know that I've done some damage. And if I could go back, I would. I also feel like I'm rushing. I'm 22 years old, and people say, when I tell people, like, at my work, they're like, oh, how old are you? I'm like, 22. Oh, you have your whole life ahead of you. I'm like, yes. Because I feel like I've wasted the last 2 years of my life going through drama and going through life. I don't know. Reality check. I don't know. I could have done more. Yes. I mean, I've been to college. Yes, I've done this, done that, but I feel like I could have done more. Because I want to do more. I want to be more. I also have this other problem where I compare myself to other people. I can't do that because it depresses me when I do that. But I do have that habit. Sometimes I compare myself. But then at the same time, I'm like, you never know what's going on the other side of the door. So it's like, well, yeah, they look happy. They look like they're doing great. But at the same time, are they really okay? And then I start getting to a deeper thing. Like, are they really okay? Or do they go home and cry every night because they're not happy? Are they living the life that they wanted to live? Or are they living the life that they thought they were supposed to live? So they spent their whole life getting to this life that they're living now for the approval of people in their lives, but are they truly happy? Because me, I love to write and draw. If I can spend my whole life traveling the world and doing spoken word and writing poetry that'll be in books, poetry that'll be in posted up on the internet, or quotes on the internet. If I could live my life knowing that people are reading what I've written and they've been touched by it, or they can relate, and it either uplifted them or helped, But everything that I write is emotion. Everything that I write comes from my heart, because that's exactly the way that I'm feeling when I write. That is how I'm feeling at that moment. And I mean every word. But if I can just spend my whole life doing something like that, I'd do it. I'd be happy. Then I'm like, what do I want to do in my life? And it's like, I know. There's tons of stuff that I want to do. Where do I start? But then at the same time, maybe I've started. Because sometimes we overlook the little things. But to me, I try to look at everything. I don't know. If people truly love me and are there for me as my friend, then I guess my imperfections never should matter. But why do I try so hard to bury them? And why do I try so hard to hide them? Why is it so easy for me to accept your imperfections and their imperfections? Why is it so easy for me to add glitter to your imperfections? Because that's part of you that makes you beautiful.